Welcome to another episode of Straight Like That, the podcast hosted by me, Instagram's favorite half brown boy, Camille. Today we got Joey Akpunonu joining for an episode. Welcome to the pod, man. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for having me.
For sure. So hey, let's get straight to it, bro. Why football? Kind of how did you get into the sport? And the youth days, what were they like?
Yeah, for sure. So I grew up in Toledo, Ohio. I started playing just super young, like three at like the local YMCA, kind of just got into it. Kind of helped like a lot of my families played soccer, especially like my dad. My dad grew up in Nigeria. So, and over and especially like overseas, soccer's really all they kind of know.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, like my dad kind of pushed me and then like my mom started getting really involved and then like even like my aunt played in college. A lot of my family has played. So they kind of like pushed me a little bit that way, but I enjoyed soccer from a young age, but obviously I played some other sports as well, like basketball. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So really, the
Uh-huh.
game has been in the family since before you were even born, huh?
Yeah, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'd definitely say so.
Yeah. You have any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older
Okay.
brother.
Did he
Yep.
play too?
I think a little bit, but he was mainly basketball player. He's taller than me, so yeah,
Okay.
he stuck with basketball. Uh-huh.
Okay, okay. And what's
Yeah.
what's the football scene like over in Toledo, bro? You don't really hear much about it over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bigger city, obviously in Ohio.
Right.
Not super huge though, but like
Hmm.
especially like when I was growing up, it was always like pretty competitive, like especially like the club soccer scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always say this to people. I feel like Ohio, like it itself, is a pretty slept on state when it comes to soccer. Like not many
Oh,
people know,
really?
yeah, like not many people know too much about players from like Ohio, I would say. But we'd always like Toledo, I'd stay around Toledo and play games, but then like my team, we'd always go to like Columbus, Cincinnati, and then we'd go like honestly all over Michigan. Michigan's huge with soccer as well. So
Oh,
yeah.
wow. I would have never
Uh,
guessed that, bro. Underrated
yeah.
soccer city, huh?
I would say I always tell that to people. Yeah, I would say it's pretty underrated for sure.
Oh, wow. Okay. And
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
your dad like your coach too at the YMCA?
Nah, he wasn't. He
Nah.
wasn't. He wasn't my coach. No, he was more just on the side, just watching, to be honest. He didn't really like to get involved too much.
Hey, that's nice, bro.
No, it
Less
is. It's
pressure
good.
during the game, letting you just play and enjoy.
For sure, for sure. But
Yeah.
like he would always stay on the side, and then my mom would be the one like talking to me like on the from the sideline, even though she didn't know too much yet. But
Yeah.
she's been learning. She's been learning a lot, so it's good.
Yeah, there you go. So
Mhm.
how was the youth days? Talk about I guess the club scene. So did you
Yeah.
play, like rec league for a couple of years or after, the YMCA league, did you go straight into like a club team and stuff like that?
Yeah. Trying to think. I think so. I started playing around like three and then played like with YMCA till probably I was like six or seven.
Yeah.
I played there for a while and then I went to a team that it was just like a local team called the Mommy Rockets.
Okay.
Um, where I had a bunch of my friends that I met and I still talk to this day, which is pretty cool.
Oh
And
wow.
then yeah, I was there for about 2 years and then we kind of disbanded because our head coach, him and his family left to go to Pittsburgh. They moved. So then I'm going to this team called TFA.
Okay.
And then was there for a couple of years, and then I made the change during high school. So before like my freshman year of high school or eighth grade, I think.
Yeah.
I went to a bigger team in Toledo, probably one of the biggest teams now, called Pacesetter.
Yeah. And did
So
you
that's kind of
make that
where,
move because you like realized you were kind of getting better than everybody else? Like, did you want a new challenge?
yeah, I would say I definitely wanted a new challenge
Okay.
and a lot of like the really good kid, like obviously TFA was a really good, we had a good club, we had a good club
Hmm.
team, but there was the one rule when I was about to turn like my freshman year. So I always kind of played up.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but there was the rule that you had to kind of play with your age group now. And my age group for TFA wasn't the best. Like like the team from Pacesetter for my
Yeah.
age group was
Yeah.
way better. And again, like we had like a lot of our team played in college, like
Hmm.
still in college. So yeah, I made the move, made the jump. And I honestly I did it mainly because I wanted more development, but I also kind of
Okay.
wanted to get more college exposure as well. because pace setter, we travel like a lot of places and go to a lot of showcases, whereas TFA was a little bit more local, didn't really
Got
travel as
you.
much.
I got
Yeah.
you. So at that age, you knew that you wanted to go college and play in college.
It was definitely I wasn't like a for sure, but it was like if I can at least put myself out there in front of coaches, then I'll see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wasn't super curious about like for sure going to college yet to
Hmm.
play soccer, but it was definitely like something like I wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And this is what age again? You said around eighth grade?
This was yeah, so like I made the move to the team that I played for throughout all high school. I made the move to yeah, I made the move in like eighth grade, like late
Okay.
eighth grade. Yeah.
And were you allowed to do both club and high school?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And did you do
So yeah,
both?
we could do yeah, you could do club
Okay.
and yeah, you could play club in high school. So how it is in Ohio is fall is high school and then
Hmm.
basically winter, spring, summer was pretty much club. Or
Oh
yeah,
wow.
club.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 club.
yeah. And
Yeah.
how was the high school ball over there? Were you playing right away as a freshman?
No, actually, so my team, so like my high school was pretty good. We had a lot of D1 kids actually on my high
Oh
school
wow.
team. So I started out JV my freshman year and then made the jump my sophomore year to varsity and then started like every pretty much every game after that. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So between the two, between the club team and then the high school team, which did you enjoy playing with more?
it's a good question. I would say for like I kind of like found this out pretty quick as well. For honestly, just for like the crowds, the
Hmm.
high school was fun because we actually got a decent amount of people at our games, like
Yeah.
especially the rivalry games. But for overall for like my development, for sure club.
For sure, club.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
okay. Because
100%.
sometimes, bro, in high
100%.
school ball, you got like just those athletic kids playing. You don't really got like people who are actually good at football.
No, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would say it was like again though, it was fun. It worked out really well for me because a lot of the kids on my club team actually went to my high school. And so
Oh, so
like
y'all were both playing
so,
together.
so we were playing like literally year round with each other. There's like
Oh,
me and four
wow.
other kids, which was cool. Yeah, so
Wow, that's amazing, actually, bro. You don't
enjoyable.
really hear that too
Yeah.
often.
No, I know. Yeah, it was enjoyable for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
So I guess during high school, the college recruiting process kind of started, right?
Yeah.
So what was that like? Kind of like when did you start? Did you have them reach out to you, or were you the one, initiating all those conversations?
Yeah. Honestly, the like one of my cousins going through the college recruiting process right now, and like
Hmm.
it's still like I don't know, it's very complicated. It's like
Yep.
really it's really with a lot of coaches on and off. Um, yeah, so I mean, kind of what happened was freshman year, nothing really because the
Yeah.
showcases not really looking at freshmen. Same with like sophomores, they're kind of just putting you on the radar, but not obviously. I don't think they can talk to you yet. So
Hmm.
I wasn't really emailing or anything. I just was going out there and playing and having
Fine.
fun.
Yeah.
But like I would occasionally go to like some ID camps at some
Okay.
just your school just to kind of I try to put my name out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I started my junior year kind of contacting coaches, but again, it wasn't a lot of coaches. I probably like every tournament I do like three or four, but besides
Hmm.
that, like I know it's kind of a bad way to think about it, but for me, it was kind of like either I want to play Division 1 soccer or I don't want to play college soccer at all. You know what I
Nah, I
mean?
hear that. Yeah. Go
Yeah.
big, go home type
Yeah,
mentality.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was kind of my mentality. So I was like, if like I know I'm not gonna play Division 1, then I don't really want to play
Okay.
college or like I would have a good time just going to college.
Yeah.
Yeah, but ended up working out. I started contacting coaches like Bowling Green, especially like
Hmm.
that's where I ended up going, obviously. And like they would go to a bunch of my games, but and I started talking to them, especially after like my ID camp, because I went to
Yeah.
one of their ID camps. They talked to me a lot after that. And then there was some interest, but I feel like with soccer, there's a lot of it takes a long time for you to get an offer.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because obviously there's just a bunch of kids that they're recruiting as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that was kind of like the process for me, and then I ended up committing. I'm trying to think. So I got the offer like my going into my senior year summer, and I committed right before my like the start of my senior year high school.
Oh, so you knew right away you were going to Bowling Green.
I went on a visit to Bowling Green because so I went on a visit. This so like a bunch of my really good friends from high school
Hmm.
um played. So I had four teammates that were at my high school that ended up playing with me at Bowling Green.
Oh wow, so
And
y'all
then like
all went together.
yeah, but
Oh
they were
wow.
they were all older than me, like one or
Okay.
2 years older than me. But it ended up working out really well too because my college coach, his I played with his son in high school for one
Okay.
year. And then even like before that, so I went to college Bowling Green 20 minutes, like 20, 30 minutes away from where I'm from. So they would
Okay.
always do like the residential camps. So like
Mm-hmm.
I did all those when I was like super young and
Mm-hmm.
still like even in high school did them and went to like soccer in the park and stuff. So like I kind of developed a relationship with them, which was special, like really early on when I was super young.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean that's kind of just how it happened. And then I
Okay.
ended up, yeah, I was between BG and then Duquesne in
Duquesne.
Pittsburgh.
Okay.
One
Okay.
of my club coaches got took the job there. So I was interested in going there too, but I ended up making the decision to go to Bowling Green and it
Well,
worked out well.
what
Yeah.
was the main factor in Bowling Green? Was
It's a
it
good
because
question.
you close
I would
home?
say, yeah, I would say closer to home for sure. So like
Mhm.
my like family could come see me, and then just
Okay.
more like familiarity with the program. Like I kind of already knew the guys.
Hmm.
And one of my teammates, Eli Shope, who was a year above me, I was really close with him, especially during high school. So I would kind of like be in talk, like I'd be in constant communication. I'd be like, dude, like how's Bowling Green? Like what are like the pros and cons? Like, and he
Yeah.
was honest, like brutally honest with me about it. And it definitely sounded like something I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
You had that
yeah,
kind of resource, if you will, to learn more about the program. Because sometimes they'll give you all like the good stuff right on paper,
for
right?
sure,
So you
for
got someone
sure.
that's kind of giving it to you, raw and like unfiltered.
Yeah,
So that
exactly.
made,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. And I was gonna even say, even like my college coach, like I think especially nowadays, it's really easy to like convince some people just because you can be like, oh, you're gonna start right away. But like my college coach on my visit was like, listen, like we're pretty good at center back, but like we still want you.
Yeah.
We want you, but like you're gonna have to like earn everything here. And I was like, yeah, like I that's something I definitely want to be a part of then.
Yeah, at least he's being honest with you. No,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. No, I
Exactly.
respect that.
Yeah.
So how was I guess wait, that was before your senior year. So going into your senior year, you know where you're going,
Yep.
that whole stress is gone. Did you kind of see, your performances just kind of pop off? Like were you playing well your senior year because you were just free?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I think I would say honestly, I always kind of try to play free. Like even when I had college coaches playing, like watching, I was like I just need to play how I know how to play.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I would say definitely took some stress out of like my life because I had to deal with like college applications and stuff.
Yeah,
And it was good to
bro.
kind of know where I was going already
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
before like the start of my senior year. So yeah, definitely the performances definitely helped with that for
Yeah.
sure.
And them
Yeah.
college apps, bro, I remember them. They were tedious, bro.
Oh yeah, it was not. Yeah, I couldn't. I started doing them like going into summer, and I was like, okay, this got to be like I got to finish this quick
Yep.
or something. I got to figure this out. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
they take all your time, bro. It's
yeah.
annoying.
No,
But
I
yeah,
know,
so
but yeah, I was just gonna say it
but
was obviously it was interesting too because for a while, so my dad especially is huge on academics, so he didn't even
okay.
want me to like worry about playing. He didn't even want me to play in college because he's like, you're not going to be focused on soccer. But I kind of told him like I had like long convos with him and like my mom, and I was like, you guys know this, like the more I play soccer, like the more practices I have, I'm like a routine person.
Okay.
So like the more I practice, like I'm better with time management. Like I would kind of
Hmm.
fall off in high school a little bit whenever like I didn't have practice. There was like a 2, 3 week period where I wouldn't have practice. I'd like go home, sleep, play video games, and like not really worry about soccer.
Yeah.
So I always kind of did better when my schedule was more congested.
No, I get that
Um,
because it
yeah,
forces you like you got practice from 4 to 6, let's say, right? Okay, you got
yeah,
to get that hour in of studying. Okay,
exactly,
afterwards you got three
exactly.
before you got to go to bed. Now I get that. Some people
Yep.
work way better when there's like a structure in the schedule when it's almost like a routine every day.
Yeah,
So
for
no,
sure.
I
And
get
that's,
that.
yeah, that's definitely how I am. So yeah.
Yeah. So let's go
Mhm.
ahead and go into your college days with that same
Yeah.
kind of topic we're talking about. How was, I guess, one, the transition into Bowling Green, and two,
hmm
with, academics being, high in your responsibility list, if you will.
Yeah.
How were you able to manage all of that right away?
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say, going off like the time management piece, I think so. I went to St. John's for high school, and they
Hmm.
do like I took some hard classes, and they just do over there. They do like a really good job of kind of teaching us time management,
Okay.
especially if you're an athlete there. So I like going into college. Honestly, I felt like it was easier with my time management. Obviously,
Wow.
the workload was harder, but
Hmm.
in terms of time management, I felt like I felt more productive, and I felt
Hmm.
like it was easier in college just because you're not taking 8, 9 classes, you're taking like five.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I feel like I've always done a really good job with time management, just finishing assignments, getting them done beforehand, kind of just keeping up with like my class schedule.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but yeah, and then kind of on the field, so I had a unique situation because my senior year, my second semester, I had COVID. That was the COVID year.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Damn, I didn't realize you were that young.
yeah, yeah, and then and then same with like my first year of college. So I was dealing with all that with COVID.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Okay.
so yeah, so that was, I mean, obviously there were really like no distractions at all because you just had to worry
Yeah.
about school and soccer, which was good.
Yeah.
Definitely, again, helped my time management, kind of helped me ease into college.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I was gonna say for on the field stuff, it definitely was a surprise, like a little shock at first. Like I remember we got there pretty early, and my first pass, literally my first pass, I'm playing center back. My first pass, I played across the goal, and guy intercepts it, Chris Sullivan, and scores. That was like my first,
Oh,
like
damn.
my first pass, like for captain practice, my first
Yeah.
pass. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be like I'm gonna struggle a little bit. And I definitely admit I definitely struggled a lot, like in the beginning for sure. But I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
kind of once you're in the same environment for a year, maybe even less, like I would say I'm a pretty adaptable player.
Hmm.
I kind of adapted to the situation pretty quick, so it made it a lot easier. And same with like with COVID, ended up working out well because my fall season, all the games got canceled.
Oh, that's
Um,
right. There was no
yeah,
fall game. So y'all just
there
played in
were
the spring.
Yes, we were
Got
just
you.
playing in the spring, so it worked out well because we would just do like inter squad scrimmages on like
Hmm.
the weekend and really like grind through like the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was tough. That was definitely challenging at some points, but I mean, I think it made it a lot easier for me because I felt once I started playing in the spring games, I felt like I wasn't thrown right in. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was
You
like
had
I
a
already
good little
had a
warm up to
semester.
it.
Exactly. I already had like a
Hmm.
semester under my belt, so I felt more confident for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So how was, I guess, that spring season? And then kind of after the end of your freshman year, what were like some goals for yourself that you set going into, the next semester, next season, and all that?
Yeah. So, trying to think, we played probably about 13 games. So the
Hmm.
first six, I was coming off the bench. I was playing wing back,
Okay.
because we played three in the back. Yeah. And then it ended up happening. One of my good friends in college got COVID and had to go back home and was like struggling.
Oh, wow.
So I ended up just filling in for him at like outside center back or right center back.
Hmm.
Um, so then that's kind of when I started playing there. And I kind of honestly, I ended like my freshman year off on like a high point, 100%. Because I was
Yeah.
playing a lot, like I was playing well, doing well, playing 90 pretty much every game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like I said, I kind of got thrown in pretty quick, but I already felt pretty prepared and confident. And
Hmm.
obviously, my teammates and my coaches trusted me and kind of gave me the tools to do that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Freshman
So
year and you're starting games already?
yeah. So I
Okay.
got thrown in quick, but it was
Yeah.
again, that was really good for my development,
Yeah.
100%. And then as for goals after that year, my goals honestly were just honestly play, like just keep
Yeah. Keep the same
starting.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep my position,
Hmm.
lock my position down. And that was really it. I didn't honestly for a while, I never really had aspirations to go pro until I like the time like where I was like, okay, I could maybe do this
Yeah.
and be a professional soccer player was going into my junior year.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna ask that because it sounded like, you were happy with going to school if it was the right
Yeah.
fit, and that
Hmm.
happened. So then
Hmm.
now I'm thinking, okay, like, you're at a good school, you're playing, you're
Yeah.
studying and all that. When did the whole pro situation come up?
Yeah. So I got invited to play at like I was at it was going into my junior years. So it was that summer I got
Mhm.
invited to play in Nashville. But it was just like me and like a bunch of college guys, really good college guys who I'm still good friends with, which is cool. And we were all just training like kind of in front of their coaches.
Okay.
And like while I was down there, I even got to like train, I think, if I remember correctly, with the first team for like a day.
Oh
So
wow.
that again, that was like and I was still in college at this point, so that was a really eye-opening experience.
Yeah.
Um, I also was in Columbus for like a week as well, so that was kind of the point where I thought like I'm getting some like good exposure, but like again, I kind of just need to take care of business in my coming up season,
Hmm.
my junior year, and just play well. But again, even during like my junior season, I never really thought I was going to go pro. Like I was honestly just kind of focused on like our team. Like honestly,
Oh
I just want
wow.
to win as many games,
Yeah.
just kind of put my best foot forward.
Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
you thought you weren't even gonna go pro even after going to Columbus and Nashville for little training sessions?
No, because
Wow.
like at that time, like I didn't really hear anything. So I
Hmm.
was kind of just like honestly, and my coach kind of did a really good job of this as well. He's like, dude, like if it happens, it happens. That's really cool. And even like my family kind of helped me, even like my teammates.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, if you go pro, that's really cool. But like kind of just keep your mind like here, like keep it in
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
prep.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Keep it in like on our team. And I think I do a really good job of that. And I think my teammates and again, my teammates, family, coaches kind of help me with that as well.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy, bro. If it was me and if I was going over there training with Columbus or Nashville,
Yeah.
no one talk to me, bro. I'm going pro. That's it. I'm locked in on this shit, making it
Uh-huh.
happen.
I mean, again, I think it's really easy to do that. And like at the like I think honestly for like a week after those, so even like this was before my college season, I was
Yeah.
thinking, I was like, okay, like something could happen here, but I don't
Right,
really
right, right.
know. But again, I wasn't really worried about that. I was kind of just more worried about obviously school, and I was worried
Hmm.
about my team, and I was worried about us doing well because we kind of came off a good year as well. So I wanted to keep it up.
Yeah, but did that also give you kind of an added motivation to like perform even higher or kind of, achieve more in that junior
A
year
hundred
after
percent.
having those? Yeah.
100%. A hundred
Okay.
percent. Yeah.
And then how was that junior year?
Good. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it worked out really well. I played really well. And I ended up getting invited to like the combine, the MLS combine during
Okay.
that year. And so that's when I met like Pat,
Hmm.
Ajuman, met a bunch of like really good guys that are obviously in the league now,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that are still killing it in college.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
talk to us
So that
about
was
that. Kind of the whole process of the combine, I guess, going into the draft and all of that.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like it's obviously the journey of the pros is kind of different for everybody. But so my journey was, so my season ended pretty early. We didn't do as great as, obviously as all of us wanted to. Like we didn't make the tournament that year.
Okay.
But
And this is your junior year, right?
my junior year,
Okay.
correct. My coach told me, my coach like emailed me or not even email, sorry, texted me one day. I was
Hmm.
like be aware, like you're gonna get an email from like MLS
Oh, wow.
possibly about going to the combine because they have like I think they have a certain amount of people, but they have to obviously
Yeah.
cut down the group as well, and they end
Yeah.
up needing 44 players, I'm pretty sure. Um
All
so
collegiate players across the whole country, just 44.
all college players, yes, all college players across the whole country.
Elite.
Yeah, so that was, so I was like, I was honestly blessed to even be in that position,
Yeah, for sure.
like on people's radar at that point. Because I feel like I'm at like BG's a smaller school.
Hmm.
We have like we're a good program, good culture, good everything, but we're still like a smaller school compared to obviously bigger schools,
Right, right.
smaller conference as well. But
Hmm.
yeah. Um, So I was honestly just super like ecstatic to even be like on the list at that point. And then there was another deadline that it was basically it basically told you if you made it or not. And I
Okay.
was super fortunate to make that. And then I was honestly nervous though. I was super nervous at this point because I knew I was going to go into like a pretty high environment, very good
Right,
environment,
right.
full of really good players. But I also like didn't play for like 2, 3 weeks because my
Okay.
season's already over. Um, so like I started training again because I was just chilling, to be honest, just worrying
Hmm.
about school and just relaxing. Um, and then I ended up getting invited to the combine. So then I went
Okay.
down there. I think it was like December, maybe late November.
Okay. And what
Yeah.
was that like? What was the combine like?
Yeah. No, it was super cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it was super cool. I think MLS Combine's really beneficial, especially for college players, and especially for like younger guys. Like for me, it was a really good experience, but I also got to see all the top players in the country
Yeah.
um, playing. And then it was cool because obviously I think almost every MLS team is there.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting kind of to see, and you get to like have meetings with some of the guys, like some of them if they're interested.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, so like it was just good kind of meeting. It was you like I said, it was just really good for exposure and meeting a lot of different people,
Right, right, right. So did you
meeting a lot
have
of different
meetings
coaches.
with some clubs?
Yeah, I had a couple meetings. Yeah,
Okay.
I forget a couple, but like I had one with Cincinnati.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget. I had a couple others, but no, it
And
was
are they
yeah.
just more like get to know you, kind of like who you are as a person, or are they kind of asking like football related questions?
Um, it's more kind of who you are as a person.
Okay.
It's not really so much about soccer.
Hmm.
They'll be like, what do you think are like, I think the main question I got asked though about like regarding soccer was like, what are your strengths and weaknesses?
Okay. Yeah. Standard kind
Yeah,
of questions.
yeah,
Yeah.
standard,
Yeah.
standard questions for sure. But no, it was more of who you are as a person, which was good.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
And then what happened, I guess, afterwards, after the combine was over? Like, what was the time frame between that and then the draft? Are you back at school?
Yeah, so I was done with school by the time the combine was done. So I
Okay.
had like finished all my finals and everything, and I honestly I had all my classes prepared for next semester.
Hmm.
I was prepared to go back to school. But then my college coach texted me, he's like, "You got a GA, Generation Adidas," and that's one of those like it's a contract for like an underclassman. For
Okay.
guys that aren't seniors that are either juniors, freshmen, or sophomores, and it kind of it doesn't count. I'm pretty sure it doesn't count toward the salary cap of an MLS team, but it
Okay.
basically kind of gives you like a guaranteed contract, a guaranteed first team contract going in. Even like before preseason, you're guaranteed on the first team essentially, or you're getting first team pay, if that makes
Of
sense.
who drafts you?
Of who drafts you,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, obviously like the teams draft you, you don't really know who you're going to.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
got that. I got that. So for a minute, I was like, I don't know, like it was either get a GA or go back to school 100%. I never really wanted to like leave early unless I had like a guaranteed kind of contract.
Got you. Got you. Got
Um,
you.
yeah, so I ended up getting that, which again, I was super grateful and blessed for.
Hmm.
Um, and then yeah, like you were saying, like the time frame was really short. It was probably I had like 2 days to decide if I wanted to do it or not.
If you want to
Um,
accept the GA
if I
contract.
wanted to accept it or not. Yeah.
Okay.
So
And this is
like it
before the
comes,
draft, right?
yeah, this is before the
Okay.
draft.
Got
So
you. Got you.
you have to accept it and then they put your name in the draft.
Got it. Got it. Got it. And if you were to accept it, that means you're not allowed to go back to school then, huh?
No, you can't go back to
Okay.
like you can like obviously you can go back into college, but like you obviously you couldn't play.
Play. Got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
So like yeah,
Wow. They only give
right.
you 2 days to decide that?
Yeah. I mean, like
Oh.
again, I didn't really know. I didn't really know, but I kind of like talked to like my college coach and he kind of knew. Like I wasn't expecting to get it again. Like
Hmm.
I feel like that's kind of like the funny part about my journey so far is a lot of this stuff I'm confident in my abilities, but I also haven't really expected anything. Like
Yeah, I hear you.
I kind of just was like grinding away and just hopefully things would work out for me, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
hey, your hard
and
work has been paying off, bro.
for sure, definitely has. Yeah,
Yes.
it's been good. So
Yeah.
that's kind of been the journey so far.
Okay.
And again, It was kind of tough though, making the decision to leave school, because a lot of my really good friends who I still talk to this day are there. And I wanted to keep playing with them, and we kind of didn't end on a great note.
Yeah,
What I was expecting to end on, but it
right.
was kind of one of those offers where like you're not really gonna get it again. Like you can't really pass it up, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, I got you. So if you were to say no, hypothetically, right, and you
uh-huh.
had gone back to Toledo and you play, not Toledo, sorry, Bowling Green, you
Yeah,
had gone and played your senior year, and you, let's say you got invited again to the combine. Is that a thing? Are you allowed to get invited again?
I think so. I think so. Yeah. I'm not honestly, the process is pretty like complex, but
It
I'm pretty
is complex, bro.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty complex, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd be allowed to go back to the combine. Yeah.
Okay, but you wouldn't have been offered a GA contract, correct?
No, because at this point, I think so. Obviously, since I've been in college, things have changed now. So, like, when I was going through like the draft process, you could only
Hmm.
the only people that could be drafted were essentially GAs who were underclassmen or seniors,
Okay.
right? But
Yeah.
I think now I'm pretty sure anybody can like you can leave after your freshman year if you want to, and you don't have to have a GA. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah, I got you.
leave whenever you want, whenever
Okay.
you think is right. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. But wow, that is interesting. Honestly, I just learned this right now. I
Yeah.
didn't know how any of that stuff worked.
No, yeah. I mean, like my agent kind of explained the whole process to me before, like even before I was signed with him or
Yeah.
anything. I kind of just had some calls because he knew my college coach really well. And I kind of just
Hmm.
wanted to talk to him just about honestly, just about life, but also about soccer and
Right.
a whole like the whole all the steps and everything. Um and yeah, he kind of explained it to me. So that's kind of where I got it from. But he and like along with like especially my mom was a big part of it. She was like, if you get this, I feel like it's something like you can't really pass up. Like you
Yeah.
always have a chance to go back to school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but my dad for a minute again didn't really like it because essentially like I didn't finish college yet. I still have a
Right.
year left. So he kind of wanted me to finish and then go, but I kind of explained to him like this is one of those opportunities that you can't really pass up
Yeah.
and saw that I was like making money. So he was okay with it at that point.
Yeah. Once a little bit of that money come through, it's
Uh,
okay.
yeah, no, he was good though. Yeah. And
I
then,
hear
but
you.
again, it worked out well. Can't complain so
Yeah, yeah,
far.
yeah.
So yeah, it's been good.
All right, so yeah, talk to us about draft day in itself. What was that like?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, draft day I was like super nervous. I just, I wasn't even, I was like, I knew I was going to get drafted pretty much. I
Okay.
like kind of assumed I was, but it was more just like, I didn't know where. And when you don't really know where you're going, it's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit scary, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but so it worked out really well. It's like my agent flew in, which was super cool. And then like a bunch of like my family and friends, um it worked out well. I was at BG in Bowling Green and like they rented out like a huge space
Oh
and like
wow,
set up like some like decorations and stuff around it. And then
that's
I got like
amazing.
yeah, and there's like a table, got like every scarf. They send you like every scarf
Oh wow,
um, yeah, MLS sends you like every scarf, and then there
wow.
was just the TV, and
Hmm.
so I had like the live stream on, and all of us were there, and I was like sitting right next to like my mom and my dad was there. He's in the back.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was me, friends, family, like teammates. It was a super cool moment, and definitely a day that I will never forget. And funny enough, it was on my birthday, on my 21st birthday. So
No
that
way.
yeah, so like, yeah, I mean, like, couldn't have written it up any better. Yeah,
Wow. On
yeah,
the 21st,
yep,
going pro with friends and
yep,
family, man.
yeah, yeah.
That's
It was
amazing. That's amazing.
perfect. Probably, yeah, definitely a day I'll remember for the rest of my life.
For
Top 3 day
sure.
of my life for sure, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. So talk to us, I guess, about how you knew you got drafted. Like, did you see it live on the TV, or did you know your agent call you, letting you know?
Yeah, yeah. So I like honestly, I just saw it on the TV. I got
No
picked.
way.
Yeah, I picked 22nd, but like it was funny just because I was like just super anxious because I honestly thought I was gonna get drafted like a little bit earlier, but
Hmm.
obviously super blessed, and I was honestly just blessed to obviously be in that position in the first place.
Yeah.
And things worked out well. But yeah, I honestly was just waiting, and I was again super anxious, and like they'd always make it super dramatic. And I think in my draft, like the top 10 got changed because that's when obviously teams start trading up for players
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, I was just yeah, it was again super. I was like super anxious. I kind of just wanted to hear my name get called, and then yeah, and I could kind of know what was happening, you know. Um,
Yeah.
Saw on the TV, and then yeah, again, probably one of the best moments of my life so far.
And that's Cincinnati, right?
Yep, Cincinnati.
So
Yep.
you staying in Ohio, man. They can't
Yeah,
they don't
exactly.
want you to leave.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess not. Yeah,
So
yeah.
what was the next few days like? Like, did you have to go straight to Cincinnati after you got drafted? You know, what was on on your plate?
Yeah. I mean, I just started like I was obviously training all the way leading up to that.
Hmm.
But also like I just kept training more. And then we end up first actually, I like packed some of my stuff and we went to the rookie symposium that was in Orlando.
Okay.
And that's like a thing that MLS does, kind of just tells all like the new guys kind of what to kind of expect off the field.
Okay.
It's like they talked to you about like social media. Like they had a bunch of panels. It was in
Oh wow.
Orlando. Talk
Damn.
about like panels, money, like everything kind of that you kind of need to know off the field before you kind of start your life as a pro athlete.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I was there for like 2, 3 days, and then straight after I went to Cincinnati and started doing like physicals and preseason and all that.
Yeah. So what was preseason like? What was training with real pros? Like you were and you one of them. You a pro yourself
No,
now.
I know. Nah, it was, I mean, especially at first, like it honestly now, like I'm still not shocked that I'm a pro, but like it's still super cool, like that I'm
Yeah.
playing soccer for a living. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'll be again super happy and super blessed with that. But yeah, I mean, for the first couple of days and even weeks, I was honestly starstruck just because like I've seen these guys play on TV. Like I kind of knew a decent amount of the guys already from Cincinnati,
Hmm.
just from like watching them in college and stuff. But yeah, so it was like really surreal that I was like playing with them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Any kind of funny stories of like you know how they say welcome to the league or whatever? You have anything like that when you went out to
Yeah.
Cincinnati?
Yeah, I'd say we were in Florida, so we
Hmm.
ended up like that's what a lot of teams do. They'll go, especially like teams in the north, they'll go and like they'll go to Florida and just train just because kind of get out like the cold weather.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, one of the first times I'm like playing center back, going to tackle this ball, and I'm going to tackle, and it's Lucho Costa,
Uh-oh.
and he just megged me and shifted me. I was like, okay, yeah, I was like, gotta be careful. So yeah, he was. I mean, I would say honestly, it sounds bad. I'd probably have a couple welcome to the league moments. But like that's like the main one kind of that sticks out.
Yeah, yeah. Iron sharpens iron though. That's every day,
Exactly.
huh?
Exactly. And again,
So
super grateful to obviously be playing with pros.
yeah,
Like
of
just
course.
makes me better.
Of
Um,
course.
yeah, it makes me
Did,
better.
did
Exactly.
anyone there kind of take you like under their wing, or did, you know, the older guys kind of provide any useful information for you during your first year there?
Yeah, for sure. I would say mainly from my position, it was Nick Haglin and like Matt Miazga.
Hmm.
Obviously Nick Haglin's been like they're both veteran guys, played
Yeah.
at a really high level, especially Matt. So yeah, just kind of like they talk to me, but also I feel like as a pro, you kind of you need people to take you under your wing, but you also got to like do stuff for yourself. You know what I mean? So kind of just
Yeah.
whenever like
Establish yourself.
exactly. So like whenever I
Yeah.
just see them kind of just picking up on little things that they do that makes their job easier. Like I feel
Hmm.
like I was pretty good at communicating coming out of college, but like obviously with the pros now, it's a whole different level of communication and kind of like
Yeah.
talking in front of you and just makes your job easier when to
Yeah.
step, defending forward, being calmer on the ball. So just kind of seeing tips and tricks that they do. I would say those two probably took me under their wing. And obviously you have to be very coachable, especially as a rookie, kind of just see how things get done. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So how was your rookie year overall?
Yeah. Obviously, yeah, I think honestly, it went really well. I made my debut, which was super cool, and then
Yeah.
appeared like two other times in Open Cup. But besides that, I was mainly with the second team, just kind of getting minutes there,
Hmm.
kind of trying to prove myself there.
Okay.
But no, overall, we had good. Like obviously, it was obviously super tough to break into that Cincinnati
Yeah.
team too,
It's a
because
serious team.
really good center backs. I mean, that's just how professional soccer is.
Yeah.
But also like last year, we won Supporter Shield,
Hmm.
like won some trophies. So yeah, it was obviously super cool to be on a team like that. And kind of obviously winning is, as you get higher up the levels, it gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
So kind of just seeing how to win and how to train, and kind of they kind of all taught me like you have to obviously put your 100% in every single day of practice. Like you can't really have like an off day. I feel
Yeah.
like when and you can't be complacent. Kind of in college, it's really easy like to kind of have like an off day, because usually like your talent will kind of speak for itself. But like
Right.
with the pros, like everybody, no matter how talented you are, you have to consistently grind,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
at practice.
The
Yeah.
margin of error is slim in the pros, man.
So slim,
Yeah.
like so slim, especially with MLS, like
Hmm.
a lot of parity as well. So it's the
Hmm.
little things kind of that you got to be good at in order to win games.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And so where are you at right now?
Yeah, so I ended up going out. So this is a little complicated. So I went out on loan earlier on in the year. So I spent a little bit like the first week or two of preseason with Cincinnati, and then I got
Okay.
sent out on loan to Hartford Athletic in the USL Championship,
Hmm.
which that was, and then I was there honestly probably till about 2 weeks ago, and then I
Okay.
got recalled, and then I got sent to Nashville's second team.
Okay. So since he
Yeah.
called you back,
Yep, and then sent me out on loan again to Huntsville, which is Nashville's second team.
okay.
But yeah, I mean, I was gonna say my time in the USL for sure. It's good seeing like the different levels for sure. And
Yeah.
there's some really like it was again the USL I thought was really good for me. Did a lot for like my confidence, especially
You were
with just
playing more, getting your confidence back
playing
up.
more,
Yeah.
exactly, like just getting more minutes,
Yeah.
like being like more comfortable. Yeah, honestly, and like I was living alone as well too. So I feel like this past what 7 8 months I've definitely grown up and matured a lot more.
You're kind of forced to,
Yeah,
huh?
forced to, yeah, you're forced
Mm.
to. But no, it was super good, and obviously it was far away from my family as well, and that's something that I really haven't been accustomed to. um
Yeah, that's true. You've been in Ohio
yeah.
the entire time.
Yeah, so I was in Connecticut, so I was like,
Okay.
yeah, it's like a 12-hour drive, like
Wow.
2 3 hour flight. So yeah, it was definitely something that I kind of had to grow up pretty quick.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
no,
yeah.
the USL is good. I think it's good because I was one of the younger guys as well, but I
Okay.
was still, well, I'm playing against, seasoned vets, seasoned pros, guys that played in MLS that came back,
Hmm.
had their own journeys and stuff. So yeah, it was definitely something that I was very blessed to be at.
Yeah, okay. So then
Yep.
you spent how much time at USL?
I
A couple
honestly,
months?
yeah, I was there from probably about like early February to like beginning of August.
Okay, okay. And then
Yep.
now you're in Nashville.
I'm in Nashville. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
but this is not USL. You're on this just playing for the second team right now.
Second team. Yeah. The MLS
Got
Next
you.
Pro. Yeah.
Okay. All right, and have you played in this before?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I play a lot with Cincy second team last year with MLS Next Pro as well.
Ah, okay,
So
yeah, yeah. So you
yeah.
okay, so you
Yep.
know this league. You know like who you're playing
Yeah.
with and
Yeah.
everything.
I would
Okay.
say, yeah. Yeah. I know this league. Yeah. I know this league well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what are some goals then, I guess, for you starting from now in a new city and a new team and everything to the end of the season?
Yeah. I'd say honestly, it's a good question. I'd say probably honestly just get consistent minutes.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like it's something that I've obviously done a lot better with, especially this year, is just consistently every single practice, putting my best foot forward,
Yeah.
like not taking any off days or anything. And I've done that a lot through this year, but that was also because I learned a lot of that last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd say like those like the two main things. And then obviously the ideal the ideal situation is whenever this happens, if it happens, I get my option picked up for next year by I don't know what team yet. So we'll see.
Okay, okay, got
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
So
yeah,
this how does that work then too? Does Cincinnati have like like first dibs?
yeah, yeah. So like
Okay,
they have, so like they have like my rights because they
got
drafted me.
you,
So
got you,
yeah,
got you, got you.
yeah.
Well, hey
But
man,
honestly, it's a weird, it's kind of a weird feeling because my future's a little bit up in the air. I don't really know too much, honestly, right
yeah.
now. So I think but it's been good for me, kind of just worrying about the present, just taking it day by day, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. As
pretty
long as
good.
you're working hard and you can only control all you can control.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
comes with it will come with it, and whatever will be will be. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure, bro. Hey, listen, we wish you the best. Wish you good health
appreciate
and
that. Thank
success.
you.
But hey, man,
Thank
let's get to know Joey off the field. We'll do a couple of questions real quick.
Perfect. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, going into a big game, who are you listening to get you in that mode?
Good question. So it's always rap for sure, especially
Okay.
before always rap. So it'll be either Drake, Gunna, or Boss Man D-Lo.
Oh,
Those,
wow.
those the main three. Those the main three. Yeah.
All right, so give me a song from each one that you gotta play.
Oh man. Uh, Gunna probably on one tonight. Drake trying to honestly on like anything Drake to be honest.
Catalog is huge with
Yeah,
that boy.
catalog's huge. So I'd probably do.
He thinking about it.
Question. I can't think of honestly any Drake song to be honest.
Any.
That's
All
not
right.
any like, feels kind of stuff. Yeah.
All right, all right, all
Then
right.
Boss Man D'Lo probably Finesse or PJ or Sports Center.
I literally
Like
just heard PJ today this morning.
uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Those are the main three. But I say I try to vary it up a little bit, but it always before the game, it's always rap.
Got you.
Yeah.
I got you. That gets you in that mode to go.
Exactly.
And you a center
Exactly.
back, you about to kill anything that's in front of you. So I hear you.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So what was your major while in school? Because I was reading up, I seen that you were a smart kid in school, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was biology. Yeah.
Okay. Were you pre-med too?
Pre-med. Yep.
Okay. So
Yep.
then what's one piece of advice for someone that's going in taking a harder major like that while
Yeah.
also having to juggle in the athletic side of everything?
Athletic. With me, I thought again, time management, like kind of prioritizing your schedule. So like what I would do a lot in college is especially if I knew I had a longer assignment, I knew it was going to take longer time, I would do that in the beginning of the week. And then I'd
Okay.
knock out all of my little assignments that I had like the day of, or even like, yeah, honestly, that was the main thing. I'd say probably the thing I would say is just limit your distractions. Like I feel like when I was in school,
Shoot.
it was really easy at Bowling Green because it's like a college town, but it's a super like there's not really much going on besides obviously you have your partying, but you also
Yeah.
have school and soccer. So for me at college is really pretty much just school and soccer.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
so like I'd say, yeah, just kind of limit your distractions.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'd
That's
say
a
that's
good
the
one.
yeah biggest piece of
Yeah.
advice.
I was bio major pre-med too in undergrad, bro. So I know that struggle. That shit
Yeah,
hard.
it's a grind. It's a grind. But I
Yeah,
also think
bro.
it's a thing where like you got to know like what you're signing up for. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like I've had long nights, long days in the library. So
Yeah. Long nights
yeah,
that turn into the day.
literally, exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So who's been kind of the best player that you've had to deal with as a center back? So obviously, you mentioned Akasa earlier being
Yeah.
silky and stuff, but who's
Yeah.
one that's like, I guess one we would never kind of guess that gave you trouble? Now I ain't say cook you, but just gave you trouble.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. But like you would expect this. He gave me,
Okay.
but bro, it was on my debut. I played like 10 something minutes, whatever, just because of how good he is in the air, especially and how like physically, like how physical he is, Benteke, Christian Benteke. But
Oh shit,
again,
that's a
again, though, that's someone though like you would expect. So
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Premier League player, played in Europe, highest divisions of Europe. So
Right.
um for sure him. Trying to think.
Hey, you could also say no one gave you trouble because you got it like
Nah, nah, nah.
that.
I'm not gonna say that. Nah, I've definitely got some trouble for sure.
Nah, I
I'll
hear
be
you.
honest. Uh, hmm.
Could be someone in the USL too. We can open up that.
Yeah. Let me think of who I was playing. See, it's a tough question, man. Put me on the spot here. Let me know. I think.
We could just roll with Benteke, man.
Yeah, I mean Benteke.
Yeah.
I think also. I'd say Edward Kiza from Riverhounds.
Oh wow. I
When
never
when
even
I
heard
was
of
in the
no disrespect.
USL, he's a striker.
He was
He's
a problem.
a veteran. Yeah, he's good. Good, like very good, like pressing as well. So yeah,
Okay.
I'd say him. He gave me a little bit of trouble, but
Okay.
again, those are those growing pains. So
Yeah, yeah. And those are grown men too doing it
no,
too.
exactly, 100%.
Yeah. All right. So what's a favorite away city that you've played in, or even just traveled to?
Travel to, yeah. Um, I like Colorado. So we played Colorado last year. It
Okay.
was played in like Denver, which is where I
Okay.
think they're based. So Denver, I really like Denver. I'd say honestly the top three for me in the MLS that I've traveled to so far and like enjoyed just the city itself is obviously it'd be Miami, Nashville, and Denver, Colorado.
Miami, Nashville, and Denver.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Those are
Okay.
the main
Okay.
three. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't never been to Denver, but I heard good things about
Oh
it.
yeah, Denver. Yeah, Denver's a good time. It was cool. It was definitely it's interesting though too because obviously you're at different sea level altitude and stuff. So
Yeah. Can you feel it though when you're playing? Like, do you notice a difference?
oh, 100%, 100%.
Wow.
I didn't get in at the game, but like I was doing sprints after the game, and yeah, you definitely feel it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Hmm.
So last question then. Last question. What's, I guess, when the playing days are done, right?
Yeah,
What's your future aspiration or multiple aspirations?
yeah. I think so. Obviously, ideally, like obviously for sure this is gonna happen. I'm not sure when. Gonna finish my degree,
Okay.
100%. I kind of like I obviously have promised that to both my parents.
For sure.
So definitely gonna complete that. And then as for after, honestly, I haven't really thought too much about it yet, but I'm gonna start taking as well because obviously through MLS you get some like classes. I'm gonna start taking some finance classes. So
Okay.
kind of I'm trying to like get involved more in like the finance stuff because I feel like that's something that is like happens in like your everyday life.
Yeah.
Uh, but also I feel like for a lot of soccer players too, I kind of want to stay around the game.
Okay.
So if I can do coaching, private training, honestly, anything. It's it doesn't sound great, but I haven't really thought about it too much yet, just because I'm kind of more worried about like what's
Present
happening
day.
now,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
present
yeah.
day. Yeah. But I feel like
Yeah.
as I get older, then I think my mentality, like my mindset will kind of change to be like, what am I doing after? And I think MLS kind of helps with that.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
chat, like internships and stuff. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, you're already thinking about it right now. You gave
Nah,
a
for
couple of
sure.
answers, so
100%.
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, listen, bro. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing your story with us. It was lovely getting to know you, hearing, your journey through it all. And listen, we wish you the best
Yeah.
health, success, everything, bro.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate
Yeah.
it.